been through everything in life but a coffin. They saying sky's the limit, how? Bitch, I'm moonwalking. And my middle name Michael Ho. Success is my idol and being broke is my rival. But it's cool cause I got the title Ho. See, I just want my fantasies in real life. You got everything, tell me what it feel like. Motherfuck the radio, if I can't hear mine and get a wrong niggas more airtime than airlines. Say, is you feeling me? Hey, if not, you feel my energy. Yeah. See, I know I'ma make it, but even if I don't feel bad, cause honestly, all the times that I had, these'll be the best memories. Be the best memories. I hope that you remember me, cause you know we'll never get it back. These'll be the best, cause in the end, all you really have is memories.
If you wish to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first invent the universe.
Saltreed just re-hooked for 20 months.
I wanted to be in them nightclubs and not all off in that night school. So me and my niggas real life did. Every week we did them ciphers. At the radio had a crazy flow, man. The city ain't heard shit like this. For real. I woke up early on a Saturday. Said I'ma catch my check and hit some master day. Hit the bank, my nigga called me like, go rap for Ye. He at the station, rap that shit that you rap every day. Man, that shit sound stupid. Then I hung up on his ass and called him back like, fuck it, let's do it. I didn't even catch my check, man, can't believe my ass pursued it. I didn't even have no gas, but somehow God just led me to it, like, let's do it. That right there, that was the intro of my second album. And I remember it was a stressful time for me because when my second album dropped, it didn't do as well as my first album, you know, and people was like, oh, sophomore slump is over for him, count me out crazy. And then I was able to lock in and make my third album, which was Dark Sky Paradise, which was one of my biggest albums. So the point of even bringing that up is that, like, don't let people place they curse on you of what they want you to be or who they think you are, you know what I'm saying? Wherever you at, whether you're at the top of the game, whether you're at a dark place at the bottom, there's always a path to get to where you gotta go. And anything you go through, you grow through, you know what I'm saying? So by the grace of God, we here today, for real. Hey.
I feel blessed. Way up, I feel blessed. Way up, I feel blessed. Way up,
look, I live the life I deserve.
Blessed.
Yeah, fuck a vacay, I feel better at work. For
yes.
real, I mean whatever it's worth, I give whatever I'm worth. For my niggas who gon' go to hell and back for me, I'ma give them heaven on earth for a hell of a check, and whichever comes first. Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man, that's lessons on lessons on lessons. I treat the beat like it's a reverend. I tell the truth like, Father, forgive me. These are all my confessions, man. This wasn't luck, it was destined. I done lost homies who been with me since Ed and 80, who flip like confetti, and then when you back, they back to call you dog. That shit can get petty, bitch, don't get no dap to me.
Don't get no dap to me.
Funny thing about talking behind my back is that it just keep coming back to me, nigga. Was off for a sec, now it's back to me, nigga. You mad at me? This ain't what I want, man. This what it had to be. This is that late night working after 3. This is why my old girl was mad at me. This why I'm your majesty. Yeah, the click is the tightest, the pussy the tightest, drinks are the coldest, the future the brightest, the feet not divided, the love is divided, and I just gotta thank God that we got it. Bless. I don't know what I would do without it. Look like we robbed the bank, but all we make is deposits and profit with profit. Oh God, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know, I haven't had a good time in a long time. Hey, gotta stay alive, gotta make it right, gotta take the flight, gotta way up. I feel blessed. Thank you guys. Yeah. Hey.
It's true.
Where all my ladies at that know y'all deserve the very best? Where you at? Hey. You really do. send a text, yep, you know I'm not replying. Just to let you know I'm not one of them niggas you be dodging. I'm the one that you dodge with. I'm the one that you gon' take that dress you're saving out the closet for. I'm the one you need alone. I'm the one that when you're around your friends that you gotta put on speakerphone, just so you can let them know when we be on. Ooh, like he the one. Yeah, yeah, I know I'm young, but you respect me like a father figure. A young mobbish nigga, probably make your father figures. Sean Don Perrier out in Perry with a pair of yays going well. I would tell you, but I gotta paraphrase. Even though you trippin', I pay for you. Gourmet for you, chauffeur arrange for you. I take a flight alone earlier in the day for you, just to beat you there, prepare and let you know I'm waiting for you. Finally famous. I ain't like them other niggas. Hey, and I ain't about to play no games with you. You know what your problem is. You don't ever see the big picture. Ooh, I want you to take me serious.
Hello, everybody. I'd usually wait until about 7 minutes after I press the go live button to go ahead and run our first 3-minute ad break, but we're close enough, so I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm already starting significantly later than I would have preferred. So enjoy the Big Sean if you are subscribed. Enjoy that Big Sean, and I'll see you on the other side of that ad break. And we'll crack some eggs.
Hey.
We'll mend some hearts and crack some eggs.
I spent my whole
We'll see you
life
soon.
trying to improvise. I'm not saying that shit so you could sympathize, dog. I spent my whole life trying to find the light that's at the end of the tunnel. I should have realized it was inside. Okay, so lately I've been trying to get what's inside outside. So many people want to see my insides outside. I'm from that city 4 hours east to south side, where everyone outside but don't fuck with no outsiders. Flows on flows, I might drown in this bitch. Ye found a pro, I guess I'm profound in this bitch. My dad from Louisiana, man, the smallest town, where if they know you're brown, they might hold you down and even hose you down, man. Since I'm his son, I feel like I gotta stun hard. I took the hand that they gave me and played the Donald Trump card, and realized counting money never feel as good as counting blessings. And a loaded mind is more dangerous than a loaded weapon. So when they take the fame, take the crib, take our cars, now we gotta take the train. Hood niggas taking chains, slave master take our names, 5-0 take the shot, and young souls take the blame, man, that they can't take away the light.
No matter how much they gon' shade you,
Man, they can't take away the light.
no, they can't stop the shine.
Man, they can't fuck with the light. Hell no, the void's that bright. Even if you take away my life, you can't take the light.
No matter how much they gon' shade you.
It's one of my favorites right there, man. Damn. The love is so real. Thank you so much. I see a lot of people from Detroit in here too, man. I appreciate that support. So for some of y'all who don't know, I am a blog air mixtape rapper, you know what I'm saying? I'm somebody who came up in that blog air and you know, got blessed with the cosign of Ye, and then had to really build my fan base organically, you know what I'm saying? There wasn't no playlist and it wasn't no streaming like that, and it was a tough time. I want to shout out all my peers, all my people who was in the blog area, rappers that's still doing their thing, because to make it out of there, it wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? You had to take them on that journey with you. So salute to all of them. And I just remember back in the day, we had the teaser hats, the pow chains. You know what I'm saying? It was like type shit. Yeah, that super duper lemonade. I just give them line after line after line after line after line. Barcode, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people just like, man, biting the flows, biting the style. You know, we was just figuring it out. And I just want to pay respect to that because it really made me who I am. The Finally Famous Volume 1, 2, 3, the Detroit mixtape, and all of that. And then that led me to my first album, which really helped me kick in the door and solidify me as more than just a mixtape artist, you know what I'm saying? So I want to take it back. I know we got limited time, so I want to take it back to the first album real quick. Let's go. Hey, hands up in the air. I just want the baddest bitch in the world right here on my lap. This was one of the ones for me. Hey, and I'ma hit this drink up like it's my last. I'ma hit this night. You gotta quit acting like tomorrow promise, man. Shit, you only get one. For real. Hey, I swear I'ma do it like I like
My community is back. According to these notifications down here, community's back. Howdy! Hey everybody. Hey. Sumo Panic! I love the name change. It threw me off. I was like, I got a new mod. I got a new mod in the house. New mod, new bod. Sumo Panic. What's happening? What's up? They got wrestling in their cup. Let me turn the tunes down a little bit. Hopefully you can hear more of me than a big Sean in the moment. We'll let this tiny desk play all the way through, and then we'll figure something else out to listen to. But yeah, do let me know if audio issues are coming up unevenly or just uncomfortably, because I didn't have my laptop for like 2 weeks, so kinks to iron out have been identified, and probably not the last. But hello Emma, hello Seltry, hello Sumo Panic, hello Sumo Panic, hello Manic, Socratic, very happy to have you, hello Albert. Who else we got up in here? Maybe a couple lurkers, maybe a couple two lurkers, but hey. Hey you lurkers. Hey. See you. I'm not gonna call you out. I'm gonna see you. Thank you. If you wanna, take up some space here in chat, you go ahead. You cozy as you are. Stay there. We don't have to move any faster or slower than you wanna go. Maybe the kinks want to be ironed out, and maybe we have some kinks yet to be identified. Like a pen fetish. That could be a thing. But not now. That's for extra innings. Yeah, kink smoothing. Stupid keyboard. I don't know if I love how I have this going here. I think I want to give the camera a little extra distance, a little more of me. Where's this thing want to be? Let's fuck with this a little bit. Let's take you with me. Let's fuck with this a little bit. Hi. Let's lift this up where we belong. Let's see. Yeah, do I want it like right on my face, or do I want to be kind of like looking up at you? This thing. You can see. I want you to see the camera. Here, this is what I'm working with. This little kind of wormy situation. We keep it down here, maybe right here. Chin cam. Let's do chin cam. That's very boomer FaceTime call. Maybe I'll keep it here. Eh? The kink smoothing may be an NVIDIA setting. Yeah, if you have if you've installed the GeForce add-on, it's just something to deselect. It doesn't make that very apparent, but it's there. Advanced settings. You go to advanced settings. That's part of it. Let's see. Where does this thing want me to be? Where do you want me to be? Who do you want me to be? You call that boomer FaceTime call. I call it Dell XPS laptops with camera on the hinge. We all had our foundations, our starting place. Maybe a little more. There we go. See, I found a cute little accessory to put the microphone on. There we go. I think I can jive with that a little bit better. Panic, when did you change your name to Sumo? I know you have an affinity, if not an infatuation, with Sumo these days, and I love that. When did you change? Just so I can have a frame of reference, because I haven't streamed in like 20 goddamn days, and well, now we're back, aren't we? Very cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying to bring full like plant daddy vibes today since we repotted 3 plants today. Yeah, yeah. Tiny desk applause. Yeah. We can blame Zombie for the sumo panic. Are the sumo streams still available, or were those taken down? I thought maybe those were taken down, which makes me sad. It was an easy raid target. Like if you don't know where to go, there was like Sumo Live. You can just head over there. It was a couple of weeks ago when the sumo stream got banned on Twitch. It did get banned. Oh no. Oh no. I was banned for a little bit. And it was on YouTube. It was on the YouTubes. And it's back. Okay. Well. Thank Christ for that. He just has to do commentary over it now. It seems to have worked out. Oh, okay. Versus just basically making like a live stream telecast out of it. He has to add something of whoever was the host has to add something of their own to get away with it. I get it. I think I get it. Little streaming caveat. I think that makes sense. It may help a little bit, honestly, because like if I take a peek in there, I don't know a thing about the rules still. I turned the volume down again, but now I'm worried it was like way too much. Let me maybe keep that about there. It may be too soft. I don't want to fixate on it, but I do want to get it to like a little Goldilocks zone to the extent that we can find one. Those exist, right? Before my hands get too dirty and I'm absent the dexterity to be able to do anything about it, let's lay some love on those we want to lay some love on, huh? There's one. I'd love for you all. If you're not already doing so, imagine you might be. If you're not already doing so, follow Manic Socratic. He'll be back in a couple of weeks. And we'll be fundraising for Saka. For our second year, it's third year for Saka. Same for me, Manic. I haven't, due to a number of things, I just haven't been able to stream for longer than usual, like longer than what would otherwise be like a planned absence, you know? Who else? We got Albert in there. We lay some love on Sultry, who has been just an absolute darling getting us up and running for Saka. Working behind the scenes with TKK and Mondo Mole. Darling. You're a darling. Absolute darling. I would pour you your sparkling wine of your choice and call you a darling just like that. IRL. Amidst all of your other responsibilities, you have forcibly carved out time to handle some of the heavy lifting for the admin side of Streamers Against Child Abuse. And yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for that. And Cyrus, yeah, Cyrus Mondo, kind of making the overlays and stuff, which I still need to add to... I think I plan to do that tonight, actually, after we wrap up this. This probably won't be a very long stream tonight. I think, ultimately, this... We're making meatloaf! God damn it, we're making meatloaf, because I haven't made that in years. But after we wrap up with that, I think when I get back to my desktop, I'll putz around with the overlays that Mondo made and see how it all looks. I've got a lot of stuff left over from Tiltify campaigns from last year, but I don't imagine any of that is still viable. I can probably get rid of it. No, I didn't mention Cyrus, so I'm glad you said something, because yeah, you all three have been instrumental, and I don't want to leave Cyrus out. Yeah, Cyrus is an absolute sweetheart. Love Cyrus's streams too. He has excellent tastes in all things retro. Let's, so with this meatloaf, I'm gonna kind of improvise a little bit. I'm actually making about, not quite double what this recipe calls for, so mixing ingredients is gonna be a little curious. But we'll improvise a little bit and commence to figuring. We'll commence to figuring with our old mind brains here. Use the old mind brains and make some food. I need to put a towel in my back pocket. Listen. Can't very well be cooking without an easy way to keep my hands tidy up. Oh, but tonight, we will do that! We will, and I imagine you're gonna want some. What I don't know is what I want to top this off with. Like, I'm gonna make my own little proprietary ketchup blend to go on the top, or should I just use like A1 or Heinz 57 or I don't know what else. Probably mix up our own little topping here, but. It was one of those things like I had maybe once a month when I was a kid, and then when I got to a time where I could cook for myself, I just didn't make very often. I didn't crave it or the things that it paired with too routinely, but more recently I have been. So like I made a little cucumber salad the other night, which I love with this, and it's something I will have on the side. I'm do probably some boiled potatoes, some simple, really just use like some chicken stock and little gold boiled potatoes. Sultry, I cropped the QR code off, so it's okay to do that. Oh, I'll probably keep it up, but I'm curious how any one of the overlay variants. I'm curious how. I'll just have to play with a few and see where that code lands. I don't want it to block anything, too useful. I guess I need to do that on here too, because foreseeably I'll do another cooking stream, which I think is it's one of the rewards. It's one of the early rewards is a cooking stream. So I'll have to plug in some of the sources right here. Oh, I saw a bunch of updates that all looked really helpful, so you've got plenty to play with. Knife, I think, what do I want to use? Combine meat, onion, milk, panko, egg in bowl. I have the bowl, I don't know if you can hear that, but I have the bowl right over here. Basically, I want to go ahead and probably, it says chopped, but I kind of want to mince this. And it's so big. It's so big. I don't know if I want to use this whole thing. I don't know if I can use this whole thing. Can I hit the camera? Uh-oh. Let me see if I may have like half of one of these already started. I take that back. I do want to use the whole thing because I'm using like 2 pounds of meat. And when I say meat, I mean ground turkey. We're just using ground turkey, not beef. I'm the beef. I am fucking with you. No, but I am. Clean cleave. Let's get rid of this. Outer layers. The outer layers. You ever watch that sci-fi show, The Outer Layers? It was kind of like, it's kind of weird, you know? It was good though. Just like that Twilight deal.
Support
Twilight
for
Home.
NPR comes from Capital One, presenting sponsor
Oh boy, a
of the
Capital One
2024
ad.
Tiny Desk
Thanks,
Contest.
YouTube. What is in your wallet? I don't want to know. What do we want to listen to? Let's how about like Skyrim ambient music is always a favorite. There's only 10 hours of it. There we go. Now we can get up and running. Or is that too sleepy? Maybe a little too sleepy. It's within our rights to change our mind. And we might. It's probably about as fine as I want it to be, I think. Could go a little finer, but it will do. Woo! Was there anything you all had on a semi-routine basis when you were a kid that maybe you haven't had in a while, or have you pretty well kept up with indulging yourself with your favorite things? If you have, good for you. If not, how can we get you closer to that goal of consuming one of your favorite things? You know, one thing that I used to eat kind of a lot as a kid that I don't so much enjoy now because it's just rare for me to eat much cheese, with the exception of like Parmigiano Reggiano, which I found a way to mix into like most things. But I don't eat a lot of mac and cheese these days. If I do, it's going to be like one of those Daiya, like cashew kind of based cheeses. So vegan, if I go that route. Or something else that I probably ate entirely too many of as a kid that I don't miss and foreseeably will never eat again is something like a lean cuisine. They were charming, they had their appeal, I guess to some extent, for a little while, until you age into like more refined taste buds and scents. And it's kind of like, I choose something else. Thank you. I don't like what I grew up with. See, now as you've aged into autonomy, you can choose to avoid those things that you were presented and perhaps forced to eat. I think it's one of those things. This was either in a Psychology Today article recently, or I'm making it up, and I'm not making it up. But I'm trying to remember, if I'm going to cite my sources, as I'm known to do, I'm just trying to remember where I saw this. It was something to do with feeding your children almost out of obligation, like, try a bite of this broccoli, try a bite of this fill in the blank, you'll be glad you tried it kind of thing. Sounds like you're inviting curiosity when you're really just forcing something on them, and then they'll be less likely to choose independently to eat that fill in the blank later in life. Not all children, but more often when that sort of approach is made, so often as the result is that the child will be less likely to independently opt towards whatever that food was later. I don't have many of those though. I tend to willingly eat most of what was presented to me. I never cared much for asparagus though. Even if I made it. Tuna noodle casserole. My kids refuse to eat it. I can't. Oh, you like tuna noodle casserole, but not for the babies. I know they're not babies. Everybody's a baby. You're a baby. Everybody's a baby. You sweet babies. I can't justify making. I just can't justify making it for yourself. Well, I mean, maybe. You could. I don't suppose your littles will have changed their minds so soon as to their overall likes and dislikes. Albert, Chinese-style steamed eggs were a staple, but I've never gone back to it for reasons. Feeling silly ordering it if I see it on the menu, but I grew up with it, so yeah. Let me see. What, Albert? Would you mind elaborating a little bit? What goes into a Chinese-style steamed egg? How is that prepared? Like outside of steaming it, is it topped with anything distinctive? Is it similar to another style of like over medium or something? Like you get a little bit of a runny yolk, yeah. Sultry, my mom overcooked vegetables, and I didn't know it until I was an adult. Oh, so everything was like, oh, I don't know, what is it? Absent like any kind of crunch. I'm kind of right there with you. Yeah, like green beans, spinach. Well, I mean, I guess that wilts pretty quickly anyway, doesn't it? But yeah, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots especially were just like over softened by the time that they reached me, which I guess in soups and stuff like carrots being overcooked is kind of a good thing, soups and roasts. But yeah, I mean, like devoid of nutritional value, they're just so overcooked. I think I'm right there with you. I didn't know that until later in life. Like, yeah, these can be this softness, though tasty, may change how healthy this really is for you. Wellhart, welcome in. I don't know how long you've been around, but we were talking about foods that we may have had somewhat frequently in our childhood that we may have not had in a while, grown averse to, or maintained. You know? Wellhart, unless I'm misremembering, I think I've seen your name somewhere else. Where have we interacted before? How'd you find me? But yeah, sultry, like overcooked spinach, just nice and messy with a little bit of like minced broccoli. I'll still get down on that. Carrots, I'll try not to overcook if they're going in something like a soup. Like give them a little bit of crunch. That's of course C-R-O-M-C-H, the correct spelling. And mac and cheese, if you please. Only cooking? That's right, Heather. Welcome in, Heather. May we pretty please have a shout out for strawberry tea, honey. Who perhaps one day will do a mac and cheese cooking stream of her own, but more recently was just coloring up all kinds of cuteness and then hitting us with some Wiccan education that I, prior to, was absent in my life, and I think in developing a deeper appreciation for. Albert, oh yeah, your steamed eggs, thank you. Scramble the eggs, strain for texture, if you prefer, shallow dish and a bamboo steamer. Oh. Or something when there's no direct water contact with the dish and water surface soy sauce. Huh. I'd probably dig on that. I can't really think of a way an egg can be prepared that I don't enjoy. Especially like over booty clap. Over booty clap eggs are just excellent. Buttspot coming in on a recipe. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It's like an annuity account. Manic, thank you for shouting out strawberry tea, honey. Edamame is god tier. Didn't have it till an adult. I'm kind of with you there. I don't think that it was. I think part and parcel to the restaurants that those who were paying at the time would have like localized us to. I think I was absent the opportunity to like discover edamame until like my mid-20s. Same thing with like so many other things, like a lot of Thai food and Indian food. Anything that was like anything that would not be served at like Panda Express or Olive Garden, you know, right until about that like age 22, 23 threshold, then we started getting outside of that. Which, I don't know, in a way, it's like, there's like a little begrudging gratitude, right? Like, I'm grateful to have discovered it when I did. And in a way, I'm grateful that I waited so long to enjoy it, but I do wish it were made available sooner. So, speaking specifically to something like Penang curry. Something like Penang curry is just S tier to me. But didn't have until much later in life. Or like a Tom Kha soup, one of those like coconut curry kind of soups, like Tom Kha Kai, is that? I think it's Tom Kha Kai. Let's see, we need to do some meat. This calls for 1.5 pounds of meat. I have two. But yeah, edamame is something I like. I tend to ask for extra of if I get like a poke bowl. The Bam Booty Clap stream, yeah, I think we're onto something. If you have time, next available opportunity to submit something to the patent office, I think we need to stay ahead of that. Stay ahead of any patent trolls, because they exist. Hey. Ground turkey's all pink and slimy like that stuff from Ghostbusters. I don't like it. Looks like that damn Subway slime. It's fine. It's Vigo slime. Here, I'll let you get a nice look at that. Pretty pink. Pretty and pink. Is it though? We'll leave that paper. Just a little extra fiber. There's a layer in this meatloaf that I can't chew, Cable. Yeah, you're not meant to. See, that layer represents a lesson that some obstacles in life we cannot overcome. Hot! That water nice and hot. It took me until I was about 17 to consume and enjoy avocado. It was never appealing until I forgot to exclude it from a burrito and then didn't realize this was a decent and flavored texture. Yeah, it is one of those things, like if you have it separate from like guacamole and realize, hey, independently, this is potentially a tasty little thing. One of my besties absolutely despises it though, like in all forms, whether it's been rendered to guacamole or just avocado on its own. Just It's kind of like the cilantro effect, just tastes soapy to him, doesn't enjoy it. There's no way to make it that aversive, dominating prowess can be made a little dull, you know. But in those cases, more for fucking me. Yeah, when you have good guac, you don't go back. Yeah, adding like a little bit of cumin, smoked paprika, garlic, serrano. I don't like my guac a little bit spicier than most. All right, we want to do. The oven is prepping, or it's hitting it's at 350. I want to do panko crumbs. I probably want to do more panko crumbs than it's asking for here. Do I want to get my mitts up in here? Probably will. I probably will have to just do this by hand and then wash up. So if this is calling for 1 egg for, I'm trying to think of how to offset this. So it was calling for 1 egg for just 1.5 pounds. We're doing 2 pounds of meat. I don't necessarily want to double that, but I can't add, well, let's say I can't really add 1/2 an egg, can I? I'll just add both and then maybe a little more panko crumbs to offset maybe some of the moisture. Might be the idea, might be the move. Spicy guac was my nickname in high school. You and Heather. Got the cool nickname club. Sometimes the added component of that is having multiple pseudonyms that were enjoyed in that time and ongoing. This Skyrim ambience, I listened to almost every day of 2020, like from probably May 2020 through August or so, like every day of the transition to work from home for a while. Like I discovered that, and then the kind of the psychological value of having kind of minimalist music on, like music that was designed to explore or be still to, became very, very conducive to helping get in kind of that workflow state. But like anything else, you know, I hit my limits with it and then didn't listen to it for a little while, like a couple of years. But then more recently, and I think this has everything to do with me watching some streamers who've been streaming Skyrim lately, have reawoken a liking for it. Cumin is so underrated for making things taste spicy without increasing heat. Yeah, you kind of get that, like, I don't necessarily want to call it earthy, but it is kind of a little earthy. I don't want to say that just because it's like dark, you know. It looks like kind of dirty. It looks like shit. It looks like it would taste like shit in your food, but it's good shit. Let's see. But I don't want to say that. It's yeah. It's like this muddled, earthy punch that just helps take some sharpness out of the savory or the sweet. I played Skyrim day 1. Those were the days. It's still waiting for you. And like its 7th incarnation, and there are an abundance of fan-loved add-ons to enhance the I think every imaginable quality of life aspect in that game. I think that's one that I've bought 4 times on different consoles over the years. Let's see, this says a cup of panko crumbs, 1 cup of milk. Let's see if we do 1 to 1.5. I probably want to do 1.5 cups of milk, so let's do that. I'm using oat milk. Oh, how dangerous! I'm using damn old liberal Biden milk here. That's right. Because I like it. That is some weird cereal. Mac and cheese, Heather. I thought you of all people would recognize this. Foundations of mac and cheese. Aren't you just enjoy your mac and cheese when it's brought to you? You're never involved with actually making it. We'll get you there. We'll get you there. Baby steps. Biden says almonds have nipples. I know it. I know. I saw that Reddit thread. I've been on there too. That's where I know your name. That's it. It's just part of the big nut agenda. Part of that big nut milk agenda. You know it and I know it. I don't know about you, but I don't like big nut. Sorry, the green text is throwing me off. The names are kind of running together. Is that how much I want to add? It says a cup of this, do a cup of this, do a cup of that, do a cup of this, do a cup of that. I'm gonna just add a little more. Because we like panko crumbs, yes we do. Milk, onion, eggs, meat, milk, onions, milk. Wait, I wrote that twice, didn't I? I did. Meat, onion, milk, panko, egg. So we want to mix this before doing anything else. Oh yeah, salt and pepper. I want to add some interestingness to this. We have like no herb. We have no fire, no energy, no nothing. What do we want to add to this? Maybe do some black pepper, a little bit of black pepper. We're talking cumin earlier, and I won't be adding that. I don't think that would be very good with this, but maybe a little smoked paprika. I might do a little smoked paprika in here. I think I can find a reason to add some of that, and then what do you think? You think maybe a little shredded Parmigiano Reggiano in here, or should I just do like some cracked sea salt? Grave babe, welcome in. Hello, grave boo. Happy Saturday to you. Do a little bit of that. I am totally gonna be diving my little digits in here soon enough. And it's gonna get squinchy. We gonna get nasty. But nasty is my baseline. That's when I need Heather's sound alert. Ooh, that's nasty. Let's do, a little cayenne in there wouldn't be bad. Or would it? A little cayenne, a little oregano. Rosemary, I do tend to like rosemary with turkey. Let me think of what is gonna play well together in there. It's gonna play well in this little meat box. I'm tempted to add like some red pepper flake actually. think I want to do that. I'm gonna do some smoked paprika, a little rosemary, a little red pepper flake, and I'm gonna add some garlic because I think garlic is needed. Meatbox was my nickname in high school. You're gonna tell me twice. You know, I sensed that. I sensed that. That is like highest of the hierarchy, I think, is where you want to be. How much smoked paprika? I think I'm going to do about a tablespoon. See where that takes us. And I don't know. Crush up a little bit of the rosemary. You know what? I have fresh in the garden, but we'll just use this dry because I've already done it. Because I've already done that. I want to... What did I say I was going to add? We've got salt, pepper, everything else. Red pepper flake there. Garlic. Garlic. Thank you. Garlic. Oh, yeah, and sweet relish. That's right. Sweet pickle relish. I want to add that. And some strawberry preserves. That's right. I want some strawberry preserves. I think that's gonna make it sing. Fuck is my garlic. Oh, garlic. Call this like the book in Hocus Pocus. Garlic. It's gone. It's gone from this place. We've used it all. We've used all the garlic. There isn't any more. But for fucking real, where is it? I know I have some. I know it's I must have put it in a place that I don't normally put it. I'm gonna do the thing where I close the fridge and then I'm gonna come back to it and it'll have pressed F5 to refresh, and it will be exactly where I want it to be. That happens, right? That's a realistic expectation to set for like items in the fridge or like a pantry. It's not where I looked the first time. Let me exit, come back in, and just like in a video game, we'll let the room refresh. We'll let the assets reassemble here. Gravy book, I do garlic, onion powder, red pepper flakes, smoked paprika, and whatever kind of makes my heart happy. Well, a lock of my hair can go a long way, I imagine. Sultry, I want to think of something to do if someone donates to my stream. Tug is doing Bean Boozled for every donation. I was thinking something similar of like little sticky note hearts or something along those lines. I was originally thinking maybe like a balloon, but I don't want to. It's like I have to use my office space for work. Though I could hide some balloons. I'm also moving some things around in my office, so it may have kind of a different, not necessarily a different look, but a different viewing angle next time we're coming into stream. I'm gonna go against terms of service and just put a camera right on my butt cheeks. Just fully embrace the whole like booty clap vibe. Where is my garlic? I think there's enough mesh on my chair to really like censor anything from being too vulnerable on there. It would flash for every donation. I don't know, maybe we need to put like a fundraising stream on a different platform. Since the terms of service have rapidly changed, where even like tasteful nudity is gone the way of the dodo, at least for now. So long as the manosphere, the collective manosphere, and commenters expressing their pearl clutching sensitivities about any measure of exposed skin that isn't hetero, as long as they're whinging about that, then yeah, exposure here will just be a little problematic. Where is... But on the donation note, yeah, I think maybe writing anybody's name down and just having it on like a little sticky behind us might be an easy, real estate wise, and an easy way to honor anybody that's done something or put their name up like on the broadcast. Something like that. I'm still fixated on this garlic situation. I refuse to accept that I'm out because that is like my most used ingredient. This would be a household anomaly if we were officially out of garlic. I have, you know what, I have garlic powder, and you know, it's one of those things like a little bit goes a long way. I would prefer not to use it. I did find something else that I want along the way. And a couple of spuds and oh, well, I found the garlic, and for whatever reason, it was with the potatoes in the bottom drawer. Which on its own would make sense if it were like an actual garlic bulb, but it's not. It's just like, I probably did that and didn't even think about it. Yeah, if you've got anything like in your office space that would run the risk of like doxing you, definitely avoid that. But yeah, there may be a way to, like while you're brainstorming a little bit, think-tanking. Might be a way to honor those who choose to donate, right there on the stream, in OBS. Let's do a little something like that instead of garlic powder, and I think that's all I want to add. I'm gonna take my ring off, so we can make a mess. Do I need to run ads? I may have been up for an hour. I think it may be time to run ads. We probably close. We're probably very close to needing to do that. If not past. We are very close. We are very, very close. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that before I run the risk of forgetting. So I won't change the scene like I normally do or step away. I'll just put some text up and run the ads. Thrash und Crash. Hello, welcome in. I've used cheese at cheese cracker. Wait, I've used cheese. Oh, he used Cheez-It. He used Cheez-It crackers, the brand Cheez-It crackers instead of breadcrumbs before. Oh, and this, I bet that tasted lovely, actually. Does the job of breadcrumbs, plus adding, you know, whatever those are seasoned with. I want garlic potatoes now. Sultry, give me a little bit less than an hour, and I've got you. All right, I'm gonna run a 3-minute ad break, and we'll be right here. I'll be right here. It's temporary. In the meantime, a little sparkling wine for me. A little sparkling wine. Actually, Actually. I got a new glass the other day that I want to drink out of because he fancy. Actually. Indulge a little bit before I get my hands nice and nasty. My mom uses crushed cornflakes. I still do that. I wonder if there's any like regional distinctions as to like what goes into a meatloaf. So I'm trying to remember what my mom would have used as a kid. I don't remember her using breadcrumbs at all. I think she used crackers. I think she took like basic, like a log of just like Nestle or whatever saltine crackers. Nabisco? Saltine crackers, like a log of those, put them in a Ziploc, crush those up. I want to say that's what she used. Yes, I am having a hard time opening up this can. There we go. Couldn't get my digit underneath the tab. This, I gotta show off this pretty green glass. It was one of those situations, ooh, double face. One of those situations where I went somewhere to get a gift for someone else, and while I did accomplish that, I left with something for me. Because that's just how it went. But I mean,
Look at it. Look at it.
It's orientation here is killing me. It's just a pretty glass. Now I thought perhaps for the like one time out of the month that I enjoy a beverage like this. It would serve well. Serve me well. I like Alton Brown's mac and cheese because it has the panko crumbs on top. So we were talking earlier about foods we discovered later in life. Panko crumbs is definitely one of those. Like a mixture and a topping. And I don't know if I got that from Alton Brown or not because I used to watch him kind of a lot. Probably is a surprise to no one, so watching somebody who just gets into like the scientific nitty-gritty of the food. I'm pretty sure he taught me to make scrambled eggs. And like how not to burn them and keep them like a nice consistency. This is so full, I'm like too aware of it. I'm gonna Trump sip this.
Oh yeah, this is how you drink. This is how you normally drink everything. Oh yeah.
It's too full. I have shaky hands. It's one of those things. It's so good. But the ABV in these is also a little potent, so I probably want to slow down with that. Yeah, it's 5. Gordon Ramsay was good eggs for me. I vaguely remember his style too. He cooks with a lot of butter. He doesn't shy away from that. I liked his iron skillet steak recipe because I followed that and arguably had like a better cut of like, I think we did like a T-bone. His like iron skillet steak recipe was better than anything I've ever had off a grill. I loved it. Oh, he had a restaurant or near you. I guess it shouldn't surprise me he had a restaurant. I mean, that was kind of like his whole thing, right? But he had a restaurant near you. That's very cool. Oh, ads are gone. Rad. Rad. Ads are gone. I can get rid of this text, more importantly. I don't remember everything I had, but beef Wellington and the scallops. That's the kind of thing I'm hoping like, so when we do the fundraiser stream, if we get there, because it's, you know, it's incentive based, if we hit the milestone when we start Sokka next week, if I do the cooking stream where somebody gets to pick a recipe, I kind of hope they choose something challenging like beef Wellington, because I've never made it, and I want to try it. I had it with AZ Collins and, yeah, Manic. I had it with Collins and Manic at, I don't remember the name of this restaurant in Phoenix, but it was amazing. I loved it. Time to get my hands dirty. I'm gonna get my hands dirty. Try to give them another little wash here. raspberry beret. In the second-hand store. Okay. Food. Good. You don't want this yet. It's not cooked. It's not. It's just gonna look like the pink slime from Ghostbusters with some other colorful shit mixed in for right now. But with a name like Death, I imagine you can tolerate foods that would otherwise potentially not be considered foods, or that would create gastrointestinal distress and many other poor sentient beings. What the hell is that? That is cheese. That is cheese. Just got here what we're making. We are making a meated loaf. If I can make that sound sexy. We're making a loaf de meatloaf. We're making a meatloaf with turkey. I have not made a meatloaf in years. 5 or 6 years. And I tend to meal prep on the weekends because my partner, who also works in healthcare, will work 3 12s back to back, and so it behooves both of us to have things that are fit to eat for those stretches. But I'm also a day behind. I made a little something last night to get us by. It's like a little easy tuna salad to get us by, but I intended to make something a little heavier like this with some cucumber salad, which I already made, and what's the other thing? Oh yeah, potatoes. Let's do some simple like boiled potatoes. Do some little, what are these? They're not russets, what are they? I know they have a specific name. They're tiny little round spuds, just boiled those in some chicken stock. I think I keep hitting the camera with my hat. We massaging the meat. That's right. So in this we have 2 eggs, 2 pounds of ground turkey. With what was the fat on that? 99% fat free. You don't want to avoid any fat. A little fat's good. We're using panko breadcrumbs, chopped onion, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of crushed red pepper flake, smoked paprika, garlic, and for me, for both the sodium and a little extra savory, I mixed in some Parmigiano Reggiano because it's kind of a signature thing. Little Yukon gem taters? I think so. It's what I'm used to calling them. But so we got these little bags from Aldi, and they don't say specifically what the potatoes are. It just says baby medley, and the phrase baby medley on its own is kind of fucked up. You know, I'm also realizing that I need to find a pan to put all this in. Ooh, we lost some. We missed some. Okay, let's get my hands clean a little bit. At the mention of like crunching up something like a flavored cracker in here, like Cheez-Its, actually sounds pretty damn good. Granted, we've already added panko and some rosemary. I think, just by looking at it, I think I need to add some extra black pepper. Because if I can't see it, I mean, it's not necessarily accurate, but if I can't see it, it's probably not going to come through really at all. It is one of those things, like, you can add it when it's finished, sure, and like the topping that we're gonna make with like a ketchup base is gonna have probably an overbearing flavor to it anyway. But even so, mix it up a little further. They never do say what they are. Yeah, I love Aldi, but some of their products, the labeling room for improvement. Aldi, if you're watching, we love you. We consider the Isle of Shame to be shame-free. We love you through and through, but room for improvement on naming some of your products. Let me dance for you. Let me tip this on the floor, give up cooking, and just lean into the art of improvisational dance for the rest of the stream. I need to find a baking dish. I don't know what I want to use. Goodbye. Oh, well, we can use a, we can use a cupcake tin and make little miniature meatloafs. Wouldn't that be cute? We use a cupcake tin and have 24 miniature meatloafs. Cupped loaves, I think is the way to go about this. Let's try, ooh, this could potentially be good. I don't recognize this pan, or I have a couple of like pans I've used for nut breads. Let me see if this is big enough. We'll roll with that. I think this will work fine. I'm gonna hit it with some this that you couldn't see. Unless you think, yeah, Hogue, the muffin tin sounded fine. Let's do some little meatloaf cakes. We can have some meatloaf sandwiches. I have fond memories of meatloaf sandwiches, actually. True story. Oh, we got a little extra there that jumped out, didn't we? Nasty. And that is a fact. Speaking of sandwiches, when I was getting a few extra ingredients from the grocery store earlier. One, I left with 2 plants that I didn't intend to purchase, but I did. But I also, hang on a second. I also forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I left with, speaking of sandwiches, bread. I also left with like this loaf of this, I popped over to the bakery, because that appealed to me. I popped over to the bakery and I left with a loaf of this little like cracked wheat. I'll just show it to you. Like, half of it's gone now. I ate half of it. But the half that's remaining, perhaps you'll understand why I chose it. Bread. It's nice and split. I mean, imagine there being another half here, and I had some of that leftover tuna salad, and you know, one thing led to another, and we're married now. Let's smooth this out. Doesn't this look ugly? Doesn't it look ugly? We'll get a nice layer of barbecue sauce on that. Because like some Southern cooking, it ain't pretty, but it will taste fine when it's done. What do we want to use to smooth this over? Meat. Yeah. We're gonna have plenty leftovers. This looks so nasty. I know it's gonna be good, but this ground turkey on its own is never pretty. All right, let's mix. Let's make our sauce. I don't wait much longer before I rinse this mixing bowl. Otherwise, it'll be less easy to clean later. Get that with a little soap, and okay. I guess I can get rid of these eggs too that have been, shells been sitting here for a bit. Hi, yeah. It has been a minute. Well, it has been for me. It's probably more me than you, City. I think I haven't streamed in maybe 20 days. Can you forgive me? But I'm back now. That's the important thing, is I'm back now. I saw my last when I went to update my stream title. It was apparently March 10th. It was Mario Day. Remember how cute I looked in my little overalls and my red shirt? Because I did. We're just gonna. Anybody want one last look at this? The slime loaf. Anybody want one last look at this gorgeous, evocative, hunger-inducing slime loaf? Huh? I get you salivating from afar? Yeah, mama. Hunger. Excited. We're making a meatloaf with some ground turkey. And I'm drinking a little sparkling wine. And we're the next step is to cover some of the pink slime with second look. Everything's worth a second look. We're gonna cover that with a nice dummy thick layer of ketchup, mixed with mustard and some other things. I have a mixing bowl here with some brown sugar. We're more or less making kind of a barbecue sauce. Because like you want to make your own barbecue sauce, you want to start with like ketchup and brown sugar and add some mustard and kind of maybe add some vinegar from there and other spices. We're not going that far with it. I think I do have too much brown sugar in here though. Fortunately, it's more or less solidified so I can take it out by chunks like that. The granules have coalesced. I thought it was shredded cheese in a pan. In a City, you wouldn't be wrong. It has a little cheese in there. I did include some shredded Parmigiano, as one does. As one does. What am I adding next? So we want third of a cup of ketchup. 2 tablespoons brown sugar. Two tablespoons brown sugar. I've got a little bit more than that in there because we're using more meat than this recipe requires. I'm trying to offset. Oh, that's for you. That's for you. Do you know that was there? That's for you. Help computer. Yeah, that's for you. Trying to offset some of the measurements here because I'm just using a little more pink slime than the original recipe called for. We got some brown sugar, ketchup, and mustard. And a third of a... Okay, I'm just going to take the guesswork out of this. Well, you have now. I think with a lot of those channel point redemptions, I'll eventually just make them chat commands so like you can use it anytime. But for now, they're point redemptions. I was hanging out in another streamer I like, their stream, Abby Jams. She was streaming last night, Abby Jams, and she kind of has that setup, and I think it just works. I think my apprehension with it initially was it was going to be a little too much to process on my end. They make it work. Oh yeah. So let's do like a cup. If this calls for a third of a cup, I'm gonna do a cup. Alright, what does that look like? Not quite a cup. Come on, just like Gordon Ramsay would say, it takes its own level. Put the ketchup in the glass and it will take its own level. It's not my best. It's not my best British, is it? It's not.
Wiggle, wiggle, walk. Wiggle, wiggle, woo. Wiggle, wiggle, woo. Wow, woo. Wiggle, wiggle, wow. Wiggle, wiggle, drink.
Wiggle, wiggle, cheers. We need to use points for the sake of all of us with other potential sensory processing needs. It may help to limit and quantify a finite resource with these things. Yeah. What else are we adding? Let's add. I guess I can just mix it in this. Let's do brown sugar and mustard. So I think I'm going to use with this whole grain. I think I'm going to use this whole grain mustard because I like those chunky seeds in there versus like a Dijon. Dijon's probably going to be fine in there. I don't know. What do you think? I could do both. I could do a little bit of this and some Dijon. Thing with Dijon is going to have a little honey in there, and I think Dijon usually has a little bit of white wine in the mustard base. I might be wrong about that. Hmm. 2 tablespoons. Let's do about like it right here. We don't want to use a whisk. I think I'll use a fork. Just use a fork to whisk. I think I will add a little Dijon if I have it. I have stone ground Dijon. Stone ground Dijon. What is in here? Water, vinegar, salt, turmeric. Turmeric, tomato, potato. It's tempting to add like Worcestershire or like liquid aminos, soy. Effectively the same thing as liquid aminos. This isn't quite what I'm going for. A little ginger. Ooh, a little ginger in there might be all right. Let's do that. I think that's gonna give me what I'm looking for. So long as this has not expired, I think we're good. There's a safe evaluation. I think we're good. Is this safe to eat? Yeah, I think so. It's all the confidence you need with that, right? A little ginger. Ginger. Seeing as how it has the brown sugar in there, I don't think I need to add any other sweetness. So we get the mustard that already has like a vinegar base. Let's mix it up and see what it tastes like. Here's the thing to do. The aroma's kind of nice, for what it's worth. Trying to get a sense of what I want to add to this. Since we have smoked paprika in the meat, I kind of want to add some to the sauce, or just any paprika. Does anybody need another look? Would you feel a little more complete if you were to gaze upon the pink slime once more? Do you need that? Do you want to simmer in that void? Nope. Let's see. Ooh, a little celery salt in there. Actually, yeah, a little celery salt in there. And I think I left out my, yeah, it's right in front of me, smoked paprika. Turmeric, I don't know, it's tempting. Something on maybe a little turmeric. I've got some. Like everything, it's going to benefit from coarse black pepper, and I kind of do want to hit it with some vinegar of some sort. I don't want white wine vinegar, I don't know. Apple cider vinegar, I don't know. I would rather have rice vinegar. I'd rather have rice vinegar in there, which I don't have much of. But I don't need a lot. Alright, let's hit that. And I think that's going to be pretty good. Do I have any mirin? I do not. I have a lot of cooking wine, but I don't have that. I can probably get close. I've got some sherry, I've got some marsala. That aroma is pretty nice, though. It's not bad. I think it actually needs a little more mustard. It's so tempting to add like a shot of, just like a quick shot of liquid aminos, but I'm worried it's going to make it too dark and way too salty. I'm getting the paprika, I'm getting the pepper, I'm getting the mustard, I'm getting the vinegar. It's too sweet. I think we've got too much brown sugar going on there, along with the ketchup, because ketchup already has like a lot of sugar. What to do about that? I think I will add a little shot of some salt. What to do with this little concoction here? Well, the kind people at Bragg have a liquid amino product for us. I don't even know if that was a teaspoon. I think we've got it. I think we've got it. Okay, let's Is any more lemon or ginger? Yeah, the ginger was a good ad. I think we're fine with that. Acidity I think is okay. Yeah. I think we're ready to move on. Pink slime warning. If you are averse to the pink slime, we're just going to add a little topping here. Let's see. Start in the middle and kind of make a ring. Hopefully it's enough. All right, we'll coat that around. Admittedly, this is probably the least visually appealing thing I've made on stream, but I know the end result is going to be fun. All right, anybody see any spots that we want to recover here?
Streamer, I can see some visible pink slime there in quadrant B2.
I see it. I see it also, and we're not going to do anything about it. Where's my beverage? All right, so we're going to throw this in for... Okay, so a pound and a half, it wanted an hour. It wanted an hour for a pound and a half. We have 2, so I'm going to do an hour and 15? Hour and 10. I'm going to do an hour and 10. Take a quick snap since we can't see that go in the oven, but you know, in the pan in the oven, it looks more traditional. There, it looks like it's closer to you know, something edible. Let's get some spuds going. I'm gonna turn the Skyrim tunes a little bit. I'm tempting to change that up a little bit. Typically when I'm down here versus my desktop, since I don't have all my Winamp tunes here, I tend to stick to like Game Chops type of music. Or anything live on YouTube that won't get the VOD censored, or muted rather. Suffice to say, I'm open to suggestions. If there's anything you want to hear, holla at your home. Do I have... Not down there. Not down there. I need something to boil potatoes in. Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. See what it says? Baby. That's it. A baby medley. Baby medley, that's right. Yeah, there we go. Doesn't that sound yummy? Hey, hon, what kind of potatoes are these? Baby medley. Oh. Yum, I guess. These little fuckers are baby medley. You like them? I've got a big pot. So I've got, have I a pot for you? My pot is too big. Is it ready to go? I think it's ready to go. I just used this to boil eggs. I do want to rinse those spuds off, though. Hit those in a strainer. Let's clear up this space a little bit, shall we? Some very good space here. Spuds. Pardon streamer, doing a quick tidy up. Anything else out that I don't need, like, oh, the mustard, the ketchup, the garlic? I don't know, I might throw a little bit in with the spuds while they boil on a bowl. Trying to remember where everything was. Will it fit? Ooh, we've got some damn Louisiana hot sauce. I'd say. Let's cut these open. My spoon is too big. That's right. But the bowl, more importantly, is of adequate size. Of reasonably adequate size. Just like me, of reasonably adequate size. Beep. These bags are always fun because you inevitably get to check for like a little bit of the plastic mesh that ends up with your potatoes. And I know we've said this on previous streams, but microplastics. Does a colorectal cancel good? I know what you're saying. Did he say colorectal cancel or cancer? And I won't clarify. Toss, 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 toss. Ooh. All right, who's familiar with cell division, anybody? And what would this represent? Anaphase, metaphase, telophase, prophase? What do you got? If we're looking at cell division here, we're looking at ooh, we've got a couple of examples here that don't look the least bit scrotal. Got a metaphase situation here. I think so. Oops, double spuds. All right, well, not anymore. What? Our virtual assistant just said something. Some of these are looking kind of old, but we just bought them. Aldi. All right, let's get some oil in the pan and our chicken stock. Not making a soup, I know. We're gonna let a lot of the moisture boil out, but I'll be putting these right back in the strainer when it's done. The little potato soup would actually be all right. I'll do that later. Telophase, actually. Good catch. Or is it? Why in the hell did I come in here? get my damn elbow on the damn doorway of the damn pantry. And chicken stock. We're gonna add some chicken stock to the bowl over here. We're gonna take it this direction since this is what we'll be cooking over next, and everything else is in the pan. Pan? Everything else is the pan in the oven. With the frog and the bog and the log. Ultra heat. We have a setting. Not just heat, but ultra heat. Wonderful starchy spuds. You know what I actually need to look up is how long to boil these. I mean, it's one of those things you feel when you run the fork through them, then they're pretty well good to go, but... And then of the options, I've got boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. We're going to do the first one. We're going to just do the boil 'em part of that. What to do. I guess I can go and drop them in there. It's not like one of those situations where you have to wait for it to boil before you drop them in. Since I'm closer over here now, I may as well move the camera a little bit high. That should help some. You can't have all of me, but you can have some. I'm sorry, Heather, I completely divided our cells here and let them finish the process. Okay, that one looks a little... This spud I don't think is going to go in the bath. This one's a little too funky. As is this one. All right. Not super needed, but a little extra EVO. I do like, since we have rosemary with the turkey, rosemary and potatoes always taste good. And I'll actually throw in a little extra thyme. It may cook out entirely, but we'll throw in a little extra, and I will throw in some thyme. Thyme and rosemary potatoes, always nice. Do I have any though? Do I? Yes, okay. Yes, we have. Garlic. Do I want to throw in any now? I don't see any harm in it, but lid. I need to trap some heat. My lid is too big. That's all right. It'll do the trick. It'll do what we need. Serve its glorious purpose. What else can we do in the interim? I could try a little bit of that cucumber salad that we threw together. You might want to see that. So I used the last of my rice vinegar, a little bit of just granulated sugar, sliced red onion, of course cucumber, and some cherry tomatoes. And a lot of dill. But when I was a kid, one of the most frequent pairings with our meatloaf and like potatoes and green beans and that sort of thing, it was not uncommon for us to have like a cucumber salad. I usually want to let it sit for about 30 minutes. The longer it sits in the vinegar, of course, it's going to get a little more pickled. But yeah. Very satisfying. Not too sweet, not too bitter. Even the onions. But kind of a refreshing little side. And when this is all said and done, I'll create a proper plate for us. What's this? I've got a little downtime so I can clean some of my cooking area. Scissors. Ooh. I spilled the smoked paprika. Now I have to throw some over my left shoulder. What do I want to stir this with? Cucumber and onions is so good. It is. Just realized it had been, so it's set in the fridge obviously overnight. Without being stirred, it would benefit from a little bit of a stir. Admittedly, doesn't pair very well with the sparkling wine, but it's still yummy. Cold dish mixed with warm food, but cold dish all the same, so less incentivized to make it over the last several months. For reasons. How are we doing with our heat here? I kind of made a mess with that rosemary earlier. Golly. I'm so bad. We'll just put it all on the floor and pretend it'll go away. I don't, let's see, I don't think I need either of these cutting boards anymore, really. I'm kind of glad you can't see the sink right now. It's so full. I do want to continue using that, and if it weren't so noisy, I would be cleaning that part up as I go too. But as it happens, it is very noisy. Favorite part of growing up was my favorite part of growing. I don't know why I added up. Favorite part of growing my own cucumbers. Making a big bowl of that. That sounds very rewarding. Is that what you have growing currently? I would love that for you. Let's just get a bowl down for those. What do I have that I actually have a lid for? That's the question to ask is, what do I have that I actually have a lid for? Will this hold all of those lovely spuds that we put aside? I don't know. but we'll try. And if it's not, I have other containers. Doesn't look like much, and it's not. Oh, well, you can't even see it. But I'm thinking the amount of potatoes that we throw in there may fit in this. I think it's deep enough. To be determined. I'm keeping the strainer nearby, so we can, once these get nice and bolt, do an easy transfer. Yeah, what does Panic's Garden grow? We have some cucumbers, tomatoes, strawberries, and okra this year, along with some sunflowers for pretties. I love all of that. Ooh, okra. Pickled okra is one of my very favorite things. I mean, okra in general is good. You gonna fry it? Get rid of this can. No. Every time I walk back in and out of like the main kitchen space, I see something else I need to pick up. Which is normal. What else do I want to do? I don't know what else I can prep. Okay, something easy. As I say, I don't have fresh green beans, but we have canned. I think it was a request by Nina to have some green beans. So, what better to taste like childhood than some canned green beans? I know I have a smaller. Oh, that'll do. Looking for a smaller piece of cookware, which I don't know if I can get both in visibility or not. Some, not all. Yeah, okay, just a little rotation. You got it. We can just do a little that, and we can differentiate between our dishes. Yeah, okay. I love pickled okra, but let's fry some of it too. Yeah, if you waited that long to grow it, I mean, go all out. Go all out. I can put this back, I can put this down. Hi. Let's do some of that. Now, I think with the green beans, we will include some garlic and then some of those little tomatoes. I think, you know what the simplest solution is? Just add some canned diced tomatoes. It's probably the easiest thing to do. I'm gonna grab those and be right back. Gonna do a couple of those. I know you can still hear me when I walk away. All right, we're going to just keep it really simple for this side. So nothing fresh, quote unquote, but just some diced tomatoes, green beans. Keep those as an easy side, because I mean we've already prepped that the day before. Hello, Mondo. Welcome in, Mondo. Fancy cucumber salad. It's sat overnight. It's nice and ready. Cold side. We have our meatloaf in the oven, and then some spuds getting ready to boil over here. Little potatoes with some rosemary and thyme on the way. Rosemary, thyme, and cooking in some chicken stock. A pleasant evening to you, Mondo. And now that you're here, I can personally thank you for you and Sultry and Cyrus. I was giving some accolades to earlier, but now that you're here as well, thank you, you darling, as well, for everything you're doing on the admin side of things to set us up for success for Streamers Against Child Abuse. Coming up in a week. About a week. Hi, got this going. I'm gonna gesture over here more. I need to add... No, I don't. I need to find a can opener. Which may literally be in a shipping box. I hope so, because otherwise, yeah, opening these cans is going to be a little weird. By which I mean it may not happen tonight. No can opener, premium quality, easy to use, multi-functions. Wouldn't you know? There we go. I don't need all the preamble, I just need a can opener. Why? Because I just threw out our hand can opener that I've had for like 8 years. Because it got gross. Oh, we got a boil. Wonderful. We got a boil on the spuds. Give those a stir. I mean, it ain't exactly like pasta, you don't have to stir that often, but it does help to stir your spuds. Feels like a mountain. Oh, all of the, all the progress you've made, getting everybody set up for Sokka, yeah. No small effort there. Oh, this is so nice. I didn't even show you. New can opener. Boom. It feels next to effortless. I love it. Compared to that tired old thing that we had. As we get closer, I'm getting more and more excited to get started. Yeah, likewise, yeah. And we, next weekend will be here before we know it. I won't say the hackneyed, I can't believe it's already been a year, because I can. A lot of shit has happened since last year and now, and I am blessed to remember a good majority of it. And like so many things in the poetry of life, it has some balance of poetry and frailty. More good than bad. One of those good things is exactly this, fundraising. I was very much looking forward to it. So I very much can believe it has been a year and the year's gone by. But this next little stretch, I think I'm equal parts, or parts of me are equal measures. Excited, anxious. When I say anxious, I mean like facilitating anxiety, not debilitating. It's like most of what we describe as like mental health symptoms have some foundations in having a benefit to our cognition and not a detriment. For can openers, you had to get a new one recently, and dang old, it was nice to have a nice can opener. It does what it's supposed to, right? This one's to the point where it was like every other turn the can was just going thunk. Like, turn, thunk. Okay, and just reapply it. Turn, thunk. Okay, we'll reapply it. That and just the inner mechanism that like held it together was, I don't think it was coated as much with whatever's supposed to protect the stainless steel from remaining stainless. It was like rusted and gross and kind of fucked up. It just it wasn't looking good. But yeah, and it just a very frequently used little device that I didn't think was eventually going to see a sunset, you know, have a little sunset with our can opener, but we very much did. I'm cleaning a tiny strainer over here so that I can get these tomatoes and green beans going. Because I'm just going to throw them all down at the same time. Why? Because though we've made more complex foods here, I think it's helpful for, more often than not, I think it's helpful for a broader audience to have food that they can relate to, that they can really cook at home versus something that has an inordinate amount of restaurant-style steps. And yes, those are important to have too. I'm coming back. So I will not besmirch any labors of love that go into food preparation, but even so, just because it takes a long time to cook doesn't mean it's always going to be as good as something that takes significantly less time. Eventually they turn into canned openers. Flat facts. All right, let's get this on, I think, a medium-low setting. I had some sun-dried tomatoes over here that would honestly be much better in this than these tomatoes, but this will be fine. That's lovely hexagon tile we have. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was, it's ongoing. Our contractor's actually going to be back next week to put some finishing touches in here. But yeah, we had I don't know if you remember, if you even were aware, but prior to this, I wasn't able to do cooking streams or cook in here really at all for like the better part of a year because our dishwasher flooded like underneath some vinyl plank, and that was just a whole thing. 3 contractors later, 2 that mattered. Yeah, we eventually got back to a space where we can do this, which I was very much looking forward to. This is the 6th or 7th cooking stream. We still haven't done too many of these, even though it feels like we kind of have. The dishwasher's a blessing and a curse. Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, we've since replaced the one that went wonky on us. But yeah, I've lived in places too where it was just like I've done everything by hand. Plenty was familiar with that. Or places where water pressure was inconsistent, so if like somebody was doing laundry, we couldn't also run the dishwasher. So again, you're back to do everything by hand, which is fine. Just making adjustments as we go. So definitely a blessing to have that and working consistently. Also now paying attention to little things like washers and elbow joints and knowing what elbow joints are, and some like modest understanding of plumbing mechanisms to hopefully mitigate any like future serious risk. Dishwasher in this house has never drained properly, so I have to do my hand washing. I'm sorry, Panic. That is a hassle. Let's add, I said we would earlier, let's add a little bit of garlic to these potatoes. They've been boiling for, I think they've been boiling for about 10 minutes now. Oh shit, I didn't set, anybody remember when I set the meatloaf in the oven? Because I didn't set a timer for that at all. Hot shit. It's still cooking. I don't remember how long ago I set the meatloaf in the oven. I'd have to... I said I wanted to do it for 1 hour and 10. See if I can walk some of this back. I'm going to estimate about 25 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago. Take the time it took for me to get that out, have a snack, flatten my gums for a minute, get this boiling, get these potatoes boiling. Prep this 25, 30 minutes-ish. I don't think we're quite at 1 hour. I don't want to overcook this. I Can't believe I forgot to set a timer. I can believe I forgot to set a timer. Similar plumbing issues with the dishwasher. It's a problem too. It came from Mondo. Came with samples of those little packets that are supposed to dissolve in water, but clogged with the plastic. I wonder if we should not be using those because, yeah, we have those little pods too. And they're like the Costco brand for that matter, so I don't know if that's inherently worse, but I'm not using like a liquid detergent, you know, just those little pods. I wish chat had timestamps so I might be able to go back and check. I had no idea either. Yeah, I'm just trying to do like a rough estimation. I think it was about 30 minutes ago. I'll keep my eye on it. The top layer, I mean, it doesn't look like it's baked. You know, the top layer just doesn't have that like any kind of like hard edge on it yet. A little sea salt, some little black pepper. Why am I not adding any actual salt, like sodium iodized salt? Because I mean, this came out of a can. It's already fortified with iodized salt. The place we bought ours said to use tablets or liquid. I think ours by design is intended for the same tablets, but I still have that concern of like, yeah, what if the you know, those dissolvable bits don't quite do that? But I don't know. I guess for any floods, the tile that we have now is more conducive to having a flood because no water can get underneath it. So we have that now. Stir these spuds. Here's the thing, I didn't set a timer for these spuds. I'm gonna keep an eye on those too and run a fork through them when we think they're done. Woo! Speaking of, it's probably a good time to check. Not quite. Chose a big one. Didn't exactly run through when I decided to give it a poke. But we're close. Maybe another 10 minutes. It's almost midnight. I got started so late. Yeah, I'm cooking dinner at, I don't know, 10:30. How long have we been live? 2 hours. Been up for 2 hours. Oh shit, I need to run ads again, don't I? I think I missed that opportunity. I missed that opportunity to run some ads, didn't I? Pre-roll on. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and do that. Where is my ad text? There we go, running ads. We'll take that off in 3 minutes time. Some of you will still be able to hear me. I know, I'm using a metal spoon. I need to be using something like silicone. There we go. It's not getting super hot super quickly, but that's probably also fine. Let's see, I'm gonna set a timer for 35 minutes, I think. I'll set a timer for about 35 minutes and then we'll check on our pink loaf, our slime loaf then. Oh, that's 30 seconds. It's gonna be done fast. If the microwave has anything to say about what the oven is doing, then we'll be having supper in no time. Timer 30. Come on. There we go. Okay. I do like this, this new can opener. It's, as far as a can opener goes, cozy grip. Cozy little grip on this. Highlight of the stream. What's the sexiest thing you saw today? Hoglek-Woe. Reveal the new can opener. Manual, hand crank. Ah, sick. Throw these cans away. By throw away, I mean recycle. Yeah, I'm gonna recycle it. Discard them in the appropriate recyclable refuse. Excuse me. More. Okay, this, done. I'm trying to tidy up a little bit more while I've got some downtime. Where does this want to go? There? I love it. So to be too worried about this side of things because they're already cooked. They're already cooked. Ads are gone. I can turn that off. Boom. Okay. Yours looks like that too, but mint green. I do like thick candles, yeah. And I almost ordered green. You know how I'm partial to my green. Alright, let's check on the spuds. It's feeling a little better, but I don't think we're quite there yet. Ooh, that one's very done. That one, I'll give it less than 5 minutes. You don't want to take the risk of having an underdone potato. You just don't. You don't want to be surprised by inconsistency with that texture. Especially if you're like me and you've got a tooth that you're waiting to get surgically extracted versus having that come out anytime sooner. All right. We'll do this just like Meemaw does. We're gonna add some onion powder and garlic powder. My sloppy mess over here. All right, I think it's probably okay for me to just turn this heat down to low. Potatoes do need to be cooked thoroughly. Anything less is unacceptable. Yeah, you don't want to go through like, okay, soft. Because then you can't trust like any other spud in the mix is not gonna have that same effect. So like, I want to check on this big one. I want to check on this real big one. Yeah, and the feeling there makes me think I'm justified in time extension. There's some pretty small ones in there, though. They're definitely going to be overdone. I'm still thirsty. But we've finished our Prosecco. It was excellent. But I best not have any more, considering I already forgot to set 2 timers. I will have something else sparkling, though. Do I want that or do I want coffee? Nah. We'll have a La Coin. Have a little La Coin. I know it's pronounced La Croix, okay? I know that. I'm just having fun. Just spoofing and goofing. You bunch of raz cranberries. It's actually La Croix. La Croix? Not La Croix. La Croix. I'm gonna lean your direction, Mondo. You are literally closer to a more likely French speaking or French speaking adjacent territory than I would be. If that's our soda water cannon. I saw Slappy raise enough money for a new computer. I'm sorry, like Steam got in the way of chat for a second. I'm like, yay, his dead, what? Okay. I love that, yeah, I think I'm remembering, yeah, that happened a little while ago to the point where we were worried that he wouldn't be able to participate in soccer. So that's awesome. Not that it died at all, but that he's, now potentially got a new machine to keep him up and running. Good for Slappy. Maybe I remember, that's me interpreting what you said probably a little too far. He raised enough money, maybe he hasn't bought one yet. I took that to the next step. And in my radical optimism, in my Slappy canon, I had him arrive at a new like Alienware machine or something. Well, if he has the funds in place now, then he's about to be on the other side of change, whatever he opts into. He did. Drevi Selnica and I are helping him build it. One of the people from my car club gave him a motherboard, some RAM, and a CPU for free. I love that. I absolutely love that. Community coming together and stone souping a solution. Awesome. I remember chatting cards with you the other night too. That was a lot of fun. Just connecting with another import junkie. Which I'll have you know, if Panic Sloth is still around, or Sumo Panic, if Sumo Panic is still around, another person to chat some, to nerd out with when it comes to all things like what we used to refer to as like the tuner cars. Former little Honda Club members. I'm going to give that another couple of minutes. I know I said 5. I'm going to give it 2 more and then pull it. This random person was very generous. I'm so blown away that someone I've never spoken to just said, "Hey, I got parts. I'll ship them to your friend." That's how it goes sometimes. People do, upgrade their own build and keep the parts around for a rainy day, and then they realize, oh, that rainy day is someone else in need. I can offload these. Happy coincidence. I love to hear that. I hope any of that is assembled and ready for, even if Slappy isn't able to stream until like the middle of April, at least have some time for some soccer participation. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're back in it. You're a Honda kid all over again. I'm jelly. As it was, so it became again. I was playing. I was trying to set up. I was trying to format an SD card last night to go into. I was on the front stages of modifying the Sega Dreamcast, and part of that is getting an SD card formatted for that. And I couldn't figure it out. Kind of hit my bandwidth with that. So I decided ahead of that I'm just going to emulate what games I've downloaded. I've got the full library. I was running through it. And then I found, Tokyo Extreme Racer, which I remember having on the PS2 years ago. I fired up Tokyo Extreme Racer, and I liked it because it never explicitly says what the cars are. You just kind of go by the silhouette, the profile, some subtle touches. But it has an EG and an EK Civic hatch in there, and they look awesome. As far as a Dreamcast game goes, it has the old EG and EK hatch, so you've kind of got the more spherical EG model, and the EK hatch that has kind of more of a hard edge hatch to it, and they're good looking cars still. So I played for a couple hours, rolled around in the EG. I had a Civic same year model as the Accord, and the Accord blows it out of the water. The Accords are super nice. I like those a lot. They've always been really good cars. What's funny is I don't remember, out of like all the engines of like the B18, the B16, the H22 from like the Prelude, I don't remember at all what was in the Accords. I don't remember anybody doing like engine swaps for the Accords, but maybe they didn't need to. I have a Fit Now lowered intake with IHE, in the IHE setup, the intake header exhaust. Okay, that was the header there. I'm throwing that in. Carbon hood exhaust. Oh, we'll get some on a pretty light car. You've already done some weight reduction. That's cool. I bet it's pretty zippy. J Series V6, or they have the Economy K engines. Are they K Series? Oh, for the Accords. Yeah, no, some are still 4 cylinders, and then they've got the V6s that are. They just sound super beefy. I'm gonna turn this heat off. Yeah, before I sold my car, we went to this little junk. I say little. It was a pretty good sized junkyard for all things Honda, called Honda Heaven, and it's between Fort Worth and Dallas. And I knew my engine was on its last leg, so I got another B18, and we were ready to drop it, and then I just realized it was going to be more expensive than I really needed. I really had to sustain that vehicle. Like I needed a new transmission, everything. It wasn't just, we'll do a B18 swap for a B18. So I ended up selling the car, and then I had the engine block for a while, and I ended up selling it to another friend who took the B18, and then they dropped it into another Civic hatch. And as expected, I mean, they did it right, and that thing was just obnoxiously quick. I was happy to see it go to a good home, even though it didn't end up in my vehicle, which was the original plan. But you know, those B18s were kind of notorious for like some punchy, low-end torque. I need a glove. It's not bad. The Corolla will be so much nicer, though. I'm probably gonna throw a couple of mods at it because I can't help myself. Yeah, we are very intimately familiar with Corollas as well. Specifically a 2014 model. "15 minutes on that timer." Let me take a peek at what's going on inside the oven. Okay. We got some bubs. Alright, I've got a little water to clean up there, not a big problem. But okay, let me reorient myself here. And we will drain these spuds. These over here, they're looking done. Look at all that lovely rosemary and thyme. Smells really nice. We're about to lose all this broth, though. Toyotas will drive forever. They sure seem that way. In my case, I very much need that to be true. I have an eye on a Cusco front. Sorry, I keep like squinting. My chat is so small. Laptop problems. I have an eye on a Cusco front strut bar and a Progress rear sway bar to pull off some understeer. Oh, I like that. I forgot all about those, like adding some rigidity to the car. Because you can do front and rear, upper and lower. I like the way they look too. If you're looking through the back glass and see that nice sway bar. All right. Woohoo! I'm glad that strainer sits on a colander. Sits pretty well on the top here. I'm gonna keep that off the heat. Our spuds. The spuds are cooked. Aren't they pretty? Yes, they are. In fact, since these are done, I'm gonna rotate this over. Take all the heat off, and then we've got another 12 minutes until we want to take this meatloaf out, and then we'll check on it. Generally speaking, if you do the front, upper, and rear for lower enforcement, you'll get more neutral handling out of the chassis that understeers. Yeah, I think especially in like the front wheel drive cars, I mean, anything you can get out of that matters. Because I mean, yes, front wheel drive, it's going to go where you pointed. You don't have to worry as much about losing it from the back end, but that control to mitigate any kind of tight turns from getting a little too squirrely on you. Which I don't know. I didn't play too often with mine. I took a risk one time, very, very close to home. I ended up hopping a curb and then having to replace one of the frame arms, the front left frame arm. Well, hard lesson to learn, but I didn't do it again. by which I mean I didn't repeat the same mistake that resulted in having to replace that part. I just got better at steering at higher rates of speed. But I don't recommend anybody do that, because that can be a very risky, expensive, and dangerous thing to do. It was a 93 Integra though, so I mean it was just inherently kind of squirrely. Good tires are the ace. Did you do anything with your wheels? Did you like? I remember the Rota Slipstreams were like the lightest wheel in the market for years, and I remember they were like really helpful with just weight reduction, getting a little boost on the launch. But I don't know what the flavor of the month is these days. I'm way out of the loop. A few years ago, I reactivated my long, underused or just outright unused Honda Tech account just to like go back into the forum and see what was shaking, and was like, I'm not gonna make time for this. But it was a great place to learn. The Honda Tech forum was an excellent place to learn. I took a lot from them. I also looked at some of my original posts from when I was like 18, 19, 20 and just prepared for the cringe. It was there. Forgot about Honda Tech forums. Yeah, it's still up. Like I just unsubscribed from their emails because I wasn't going to make time to participate there. But I don't know if it's as busy as as it was 20 years ago. But I think that's partly because things like Reddit exist. Plenty of other forums. And then there's users who've been there for as long as technically I have. Was on Honda Tech for a bit, as with a lot of car forums. There's a lot of toxicity, very much so, very much so. I would say the good that we got out of it was organizing some meetups. We had a couple of meetups that were a lot of fun. I only went to two, but we went to, it seemed like each time it was at like a school. It was at like, we'd meet up at somebody's like friend of a friend who knew like staff at a middle school that wouldn't care if we occupied their parking lot for like a Saturday. And I remember one of those, I took my dad with me, and it was fun to see him get out of his like kind of classic car, like muscle, I think his version of fast car was, of course, like a lot of guys from his generation of like, if it's not a 69 Camaro, it does nothing to tickle my nuts, right? But then it was, seeing all these tuner cars is actually kind of cool. It was a nice little stigma shift for him. You could see that just as much love and TLC and effort went into those cars as anything else. I need to leave that door closed and just let it cook. We started a pretty cool car club off of Fit Freak like a decade ago. That's another forum? 8th Gen was another Honda one that I hung out with. Oh, that sounds familiar. Was there more than one, like, was there like a 6th Gen, 7th, 9th? Was there like tiers for that? Because 8th Gen sounds familiar, but so does other numbers, ascending or descending. It's a classic case of car culture where the next generation will take what we have, go faster than our parents did. Yeah, and usually for less money and more efficiently in so many cases. post some photos for the heyday. I'd love to see it. I don't know if I can find any. I mean, anything I had would have been on like a long discarded, you know, Nikon Coolpix or something from, well, that time ago. I did find some pictures of my car kind of recently from like an old photo bucket, but it was just like 2. I feel like as kids get their license, what we're going to see is actually tuned 2010 crossovers. Shit, maybe. I saw something a while back that was kind of like a loose social study, more or less saying that, like, you know, the Gen Z and anyone beyond just seems to express less of an interest in even getting a driver's license. And I don't know if that's an ongoing trend. You know, it was just one of those things like a marker of, you know, observing like survey data from, I don't know, this is probably 2 years ago. But I was tying that like anecdotally to my younger brother for the longest time didn't want to drive either. And he does now, but just didn't hold like the same cultural kind of attitude about like having a vehicle and coupling that with the sense of shame of like some very real concerns of like how consumer driven and capitalistic focused it is. Like you have to have a car to get around most places. I was talking to Panic about this earlier today, actually, just the widespread problem of what things that most of us recognize about how unfriendly it is to be a pedestrian in like most cities that don't celebrate, like, you go somewhere and you think it's unique to see a sidewalk, like that's usually a problem of like, okay, yeah, my focus has been on vehicles for a little too long. We were talking earlier about, you know, examples of public transportation broadly being dog shit in the United States, and our just kind of propensity to design everything around needing to own a vehicle and how detrimental it is to one's existence to, you know, begrudgingly have one and then contributing to a lot of the same problems. And I think that was also connected to like the attitude of cultural shift for that generation kind of broadly. But again, I don't know if that was sustained. Two minutes, and we'll have our loafed meat. I do want to see how these are going. Okay, those are fine. They are done. They are yummy. I'm gonna have another one. I need to find some other lids and containers so I can pack some of this up. These will have to do. So I'll make a plate for myself when we're ready, but I also need to pack some up for Nina for the next couple of days. I think also with more options for transportation, there's less need for younger people to own a car. Yeah, I mean, there's ride-sharing programs aplenty, which have their own domain of worker exploitation problems that, you know, we still need to address collectively. But even so, yeah, it is easier to, in some cases, in some cities, it's easier to not have to own a vehicle because of some ride-sharing programs for sure. I would say at least here in Fort Worth, like we have a decent bus program. Like we have a decent transportation system when it comes to our bus system. Still significant room for improvement, but we do have that. In an extremely meager railway that will connect Fort Worth to Dallas. Like you can get from Fort Worth to downtown, and a pretty straight shot from 2 or 3 different train stations. Public transport, there is awful. I tried to improve it, it got worse. How so? Like adoption of like a new like equivalent of like a Metro card, or just more expensive than it was really worth or projected to be? That's the timer. I still think the Meatloaf needs a little more time, but we will we'll give it a look-see. There we go. Got spuds over there. Green beans back there. I'm gonna set the Meatloaf down here so we can check on it. I think it needs a little more time, to be honest, but. It looks a little more edible than it did earlier, though. Instead of pink slime, it's more of a red cake now. As it were, a meat loaf. But let's get into a little square of it and see what sense we can make of its doneness. This ought to do. This ought to do nicely. This ought to do nicely, I think. I'd rather have a flatter edge for that. Did I buy something? I felt like I bought something more recently that I could use. If I'd only clean it, I'm gonna do that. I have a new little utensil back here that I want to clean that I think would be a little more appropriate. Bit more appropriate. I'll put these up. I know, let's use this pizza slicer. That'll get in there real deep and nice, and actually that's not a terrible idea. Until it is. Remember the timer song? Remember how cute that was? I'm going to make sure to leave a little bit of soap on this when we dig into the meatloaf, so we have just a sense of cleanliness in the dish. I think that's important. Don't you? I hope not. Please disagree with me. That's looking like a meat cake. It sure is. I still wonder what it would have looked like if I'd just gone ahead and just dropped this in like the muffin tin. Just made like individual little like meat cupcakes. Between this and the musician, this is my favorite meatloaf. Thank you, Heather. Let's see what we can discern. I didn't quite get that down the middle, did I? A little uneven. But ooh, I need my mitt on so I don't singe my hand. See, what we don't want is like any kind of pink. Come on! It's the easiest way to dig this out. Let's try like that. I think it looks okay. I think we're good. I'm just looking at the this thickest slices here, and that's turkey's looking done. Turkey's looking nice and done. All right, let's put some on a plate. You know, a meat thermometer wouldn't be a bad call in this case. I don't know that we actually have one. We did once upon a time. I mean, I'm eyeballing it. It looks cooked. It's not pink anymore. It's at least white all the way through. So kind of what you want with turkey. Not trying to mom you. You can mom me. Mommy vibes are welcome sometimes. As are daddy vibes. Ones that I rarely give, but, you know, we all have our moments. Any old hey, I think I'm ready to plate up a little bit, we'll see. Mondo, my wife does little meat cupcakes sometimes. It turns out really nicely, actually. I think, yeah, I was half kidding, but also, like, maybe they would have cooked a little faster, and as far as, like, having, I don't know, more defined portions, probably would have been fine. Like, I might unironically do that next time. So hearing you say that, like, kind of validates that curiosity. Let's put some on a plate and see what it looks like. Even so, I'll show you what I was like joking about putting them in. Like a muffin tin. Could have loaved our meat in a little muffin tin. Or something like that. I mean, maybe next time we will. And perhaps, if I didn't totally bungle this, we'll, you know, it won't take me another 7 years or however long to make meatloaf again. Ooh, do I want a centerpiece or a corner piece? I think I'm gonna hit this corner piece. I would kind of want to put this on like a bigger plate, but can't really get to that right now. Ooh. Well, maybe I'll have to use my finger to transfer this to the plate a little more. Can I get up under there? Yee! It's hot. Got a mighty hot. All right, got a mighty hot. There we go. Okay, that looks all right. Before I add anything else to the plate, I'll kind of show you what I'm eyeballing here. Looks like we left some behind too. Whew. Come on, come on, come on. Glad I bought this. Glad I bought this little spatula. Let's put that over here, and you in there. Well, it's wood. I was gonna say I'm worried about this thing kind of like melting, but it's wood. It's fine. I'm very pleased with the sauce we threw on the top of that. Very, very pleased. But as far as like doneness goes, let me see. Get this at like the right angle without it falling out. I don't know. My screen doesn't make that look very bright, but you can kind of get a sense of doneness. There is a little more light on it. It looks okay to me. Very edible. In fact, yeah. I'm pretty pleased with that, actually. I don't think the last time I would have made this, it would have been with ground turkey. I might use a fattier, I might recommend cooking a fattier turkey next time. Like get the 97% fat free and not the 99, you know? Trying to cheat a little on the plate presentation. Of course, we got that cucumber salad too. Okay, I mean, this looks like Mom would have put it right on the table for us. Got your green beans, your spuds, nice and overcooked greens. I think I'll hit that with a little garnish. And snap a photo for the Instakids. Which, if anybody's curious, yes, I do use my Instagram, like, probably too much, but I am there. All right, let's hit this with some finishing salt. Finishing pepper, and somebody remind me to turn the oven off, s'il vous plaît. Or do half turkey. I do half turkey, and like what I really want to do is lamb. I feel very ambivalent about cooking with lamb, but when I do, that ambivalence subsides the moment I taste it because lamb is delicious. Poor little lambs. But I would love to have the ability to share this with any of you who want it because I'm very excited to eat it. And there we go. It didn't take us too long. Turn the oven on. Heather, thank you. Whee. 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 And flew. I will turn the oven off. I will do that. I'm quite pleased with it. Portrait mode, yeah, mama. Let's see. Elbows in. Boom. Let's see, this little potato here is kind of... It's in the way of the meat view. All right, I'll drop that in the food stuff channel so you can get a nice extra close look. There we go. And I think with that, we are ready to leave me to tidy up, rest and digest. And why don't we look for a raid? Why don't we go see somebody? Is Danny Prime still up? Let's go see. Look at that fine-looking almost 1 a.m. supper. That's right. Second supper. So we have our second supper. Turn this back over here. How we looking? Yeah, as long as it took us to get up and running, I'm glad that despite my frustrations, and I'm glad you did not hear me verbalize before we went live, I'm glad we got here. I've missed you all very much. I foreseeably will be back tomorrow up there at my actual office, a little cozier. I'm going to try to move some things around ahead of that. But not so Sunday school, as I've so lovingly decided to call the Sunday streams. Let's go see who's up. Thank you all for keeping us company. Supper isn't a time; it's a mindset. That's right, Manic. Welcome back, streaming. Happy to have you. Thank you. Happy to be back. Someone else has that character. What is it from? I don't That little Nessie? I don't know. I don't recognize it. That's the first I've seen. Oh my God, you have Krista from Ferngully? Heather, when did you add Krista from Ferngully? That makes my heart flutter. Good on you. If that was there before and I didn't notice, I'm taking notice now and singing your praises. Did you see how happy that made me to see Krista? It's not Batty. It's not the dumb himbo in the movie or the himbo fairy. It's Krista. Oh yeah, hot shit. Did I miss her? Is she already done? I don't see. Am I logged in the right account to see if she is up? Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, let me look back at my chat. I'm sure one of you can let me know since I'm not seeing it. I was gonna say I commissioned the strawberry cow, but you were talking about Nessie. Oh, she might have been. She might have been. Let me see if I just try to raid her. Will I be taking us to nowhere? Oh, no, there we go. There we are. There she is. Oh, there you are, Peter. Or in this case, there you are, Danny. Some of you may already have a tab open for her in which I say, good on you. You continue to make and not surprise me with your consistency and rewarding yourself with good decisions. Please don't deviate from that ever, ever. If you don't have a habit of making good decisions, let me help you with that. Beginning with making the easy decision to go raid Danny Prime. Let's do that now. Get this up and running for us. Just 1 second. And let me get my tune up. Get my usual tune up. There we are. And it makes this exit feel a little more familiar. I'ma eat. I'm gonna put some num-nums in my tum-tums. I will see you in Dannyland very, very soon. Get us on our merry way. Which the countdown has begun. Countdown has begun. By bombarding the Discord with tune fits, Mondo, do your worst. By which I mean I welcome all of it. Night-night. I will see you in the Danny stream very, very soon. I don't know if my raid copy pasta is going to work, because on this laptop, for whatever reason, it is not embedded with my bot, so... You know the drill. Brains that play together stay together. Use whatever emotes spark joy for you. If you happen to have mine convenient, then neat. If not, cool all the same. See we get on over there, and after I tidy up a little bit, if you're still online in these familiar spaces, I'll see you there again. Thank you very much for keeping me company, for being so gosh darn sweet to one another. And yours truly, I will see you very, very soon. By which I mean tomorrow. Kisses, hugs, and belly rubs.